Hello, my name is Kourtney Chinnery, and I am presently a sophomore at Bridgeway Academy, and I am in AP Calculus. I will be teaching you an 8-part series of 8 different concepts in calculus. This is the first concept of that 8-part series. I will be teaching you how to memorize and use the unit circle. The definition of unit circle is a circle with a radius of 1. The definition of radius is a distance from the center of a circle to an endpoint. Now, you would use a unit circle to calculate sine, cosine, and tangent values of different radian values on the unit circle. So, in order to draw a unit circle, you must calculate you must have the x-axis and the y-axis. The x-axis is the horizontal line, and the y-axis is the vertical line. In each quadrant, you have 4 quadrants. 1, 2, 3, 4. Quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. You will have 3 different angles in each quadrant. You'll have 30 degrees, you'll have 45 degrees, 60 degrees, and then this will be your 90-degree mark. So, in order to begin the unit circle, we must remember that we have cosine and sine values. Cosine will be your first number, sine will be your second number, and you will have x, which are basically where x is located and where y is located. We'll be starting at 0.10, which is where the x value is 1, y value is 0. Then we'll have 0, 1, where the x value is 0, y value 1. We'll have negative 1, 0, x value negative 1, y value 0, and 0, negative 1. X value 0, y value negative 1. So, when we are starting with cosine, cosine starts at value square root of 4 over 2, and and the sine starts on 0. When we're going for cosine, we go down, and when we do sine, we go up. So, square root of 4 over 2, which is the beginning point, will go to square root of 3 over 2. 0 will go up to square root of 1 over 2. Then, we'll go down to square root of 2 over 2 over 2. And square root of 2 over 2. Now remember, when we're going, only the numerator changes, basically. So, square root of 3 over 2 goes to square root of 2 over 2, and then it goes to square root of 1 over 2. Then we go to this one, sine will go up to square root of 3 over 2. Now, in order to remember what each value is in each quadrant, it's easy to remember the mnemonic all students take calculus, ASTC. And I'll write that. All students take calculus. Now, this basically means that in the first quadrant, all or everything is positive. Second quadrant, only sine, which is the second value, is positive. Tangent, only tangent is positive. And since we don't have a tangent, cosine and sine, basically it's easy to think of those both as being negative since there's no tangent. And cosine, only cosine is positive. So, only cosine is positive. So in this value, since everything is positive, we have all positive values. So now we'll be going on to quadrant 2. In quadrant 2, we reflect over the y-axis. So, square root of 1 over 2, square root of 3 over 2. Then we go to square root of 2 over 2 over square root of 2 over 2. Square root of 3 over 2. And then square root of 1 over 2. So when we do these values, since only sine is positive, that means that cosine will be negative. So cosine, the first value on each of these is negative. You can see the negative right there. Now, we are in the third quadrant. Only tangent is positive. So we don't have really a tangent, so both are negative. We reflect over the x-axis now. So we have square root of 3 over 2, square root of 1 over 2. Both are negative. Negative square root of 2 over 2. And negative square root of 2 over 2. And negative square root of 1 over 2. negative square root of 3 over 2. Now we have square root of 1 over 2's in every quadrant, and square root of 1 over 2 is basically 1/2. But it's easier to remember and calculate yourself for me to put square root of 1 over 2, but it's also 1 over 2. So now we are done with the third quadrant, and we are on to the fourth quadrant. In the fourth quadrant, only cosine is positive. So that means that sine, the second value, is negative. So we reflect over the y-axis, and we have square root of 1 over 2. Sine is negative. Square root of 3 over 2. Square root of 2 over 2. And negative square root of 2 over 2. And then lastly, we have square root of 3 over 2. And negative square root of 1 over 2. So, those are our cosine and sine values of each of the degrees, or each of the angles on the unit circle. Now, this is the end of the first video in this series. So, in order to see the rest of the unit circle, you must tune into my second video. I will be telling you what the radian degrees of each of these values are. So, thank you. Bye.